But no, the fact that somebody can say that and feels safe enough to do that is what makes it scary and sad.
Yeah.
Is that there's a climate and there's this feeling, this environment that's being cultivated in the United States that you can harass people who are minorities.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to school. But don't worry, everything is cool. I'm your host, Julyssa, and of course, I am here with the boys, Steve and Brandon. Say what's up, you guys.
What's up?
And how y'all doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Why are you doing so good today, bro?
For those of you guys who don't know, this episode obviously always a week late. We always mention it, but today's a special day. 26 years ago to this day, I was born. I fell from a star, and then my parents picked me up, and I was wrapped in this blanket, and it had this S on it that stood for Steve, but for me, it stands for hope.
Wow, very cool.
Julie has no idea what that's a reference to.
What time were you born?
I know 5, but I don't know 5 a.m. or 5 p.m.
Come on, bro.
Damn.
All the girls you talk to, you know. I got it. I'm just kidding.
You better delete that from the pod right now.
It's like when the homie was like, "Which one?"
How's the wife?
Oh yeah, bro. Fucking. Anyways, it's my birthday.
I was gonna be like, you can say your what time so that all the astrology girls can stalk you.
He's playing dumb so that the astrology girls don't know that he's ran through.
People listening.
Steve,
Wow.
did you hear that?
On my fucking birthday, you guys are attacking
Exactly
me
on
and
your
coming
birthday.
for my neck.
This is your 26 punches.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Let me. 26.
They'll be dispersed throughout the episode.
Oh, okay. Damn.
But you have to count them. How many?
Watch
was
me
that?
cry.
How
That was,
many
By the
like,
end of
that, was
this-
like, that was like 2.
I'm gonna
That was
start
like
crying,
30.
guys.
That was 2.
I am a softie. I will burst into tears. I actually don't know. Do you know, Julie?
What?
Do you remember?
What
Was
time?
I born in the morning or at
Oh,
night?
I don't know.
Mm.
Yours? No, I don't know.
I want to say morning. Why? Do you know the significance of if I'm born morning or later? Do you know?
No.
Oh,
It's like what, but like I don't know. Ask your hoes, bro.
I'm gonna text my mom actually.
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
gonna text my mom right now. She'll probably answer by the end of the pod.
What would you do if she responds, "Who is she?"
I'd be like, Mom, you're funny for that one. I'm gonna be like, Mama. Wait, it's in all caps. I'm scared. Mama, ¿a qué hora? Right? Is that how you spell it? ¿A qué hora?
Mhm.
Nací? How do you
Mhm.
spell nací?
How
like-
it sounds? ANCI.
C-I. Okay. Let's see if she responds.
Right? Yeah, because I don't think it would be an S.
But yeah, dude, I'm another year older today. It feels sentimental. 26.
Damn.
You're older than me. And your birthday's next month.
No.
What the fuck do you
we're
mean?
the same age, bro. It's my
Oh,
birthday
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, we're twins.
Happy
Twin.
birthday.
Thank you.
Sapo verde.
I remember she punched me when we were born. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
From the day I was born, Julie always started it. She was like, bam! She gave me a shiner.
Yeah.
She gave me that reality check. She
Yeah.
wanted me to get ready for the
Mhm.
world. She's like, the world is gonna be nice to you.
Very cool.
Nah. But it feels cool, dude.
Yeah.
Let me see. 26. So I took the last night to really deep think. Like I had a whole combo, like talking out loud with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a good place in my life. I feel good. I feel happy. I have a lot of beautiful people around me. I have love and abundance. I have a roof over my head, and I have air in my lungs. So super grateful. I did get sentimental because I was looking through my camera roll, as one does. I don't know if you guys do that actually
No.
on your birthday. But on my birthday, I go because I'm a picture taker. So I was just going through it, looking at like old pictures of my friends, of you guys, of me, of my nephew. This is one video I was looking at my nephew where when we lived at the old house. He was like picking up a little remote control, and he was like, "Hello," and he was like this little boy. He probably couldn't even speak full sentences. And then he coincidentally came over as I was looking at that. And I saw that he had lost his tooth. And I literally was fighting demons, so I didn't burst into tears there. Because I just thought about how, like, damn, I really got to see this guy grow up. He wasn't even in my life for most of it. And now he's making me watch scary Roblox videos because that's what we were doing. And it's cool. It feels nice that the good news is that I think that life gets easier as you get older. I mean, I'm sure not everybody agrees to that opinion, but at least in my opinion, I think it does. You get a better awareness of yourself, like a self-awareness, which creates confidence in yourself, which pushes away all the spooky, scary skeletons of life, which in the sense of like, when you're insecure, you feel as though like there's always eyes on you. But when you're so confident, you're like, everybody could be staring and I'll still act the same way that I do when they're not. So I think that my biggest takeaway is that life gets easier as you get older. You got to stick through it. It's like in Goodfellas. I didn't mind taking a beating because I think everybody takes a beating in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I had to say. You guys, since it's my birthday, tell me your favorite memories of me. Glaze right now.
Julie, you go first.
It could be something. It doesn't have to be something cool. It could be something like silly or embarrassing.
I have a bad memory, so it's taking me a bit to process.
You have bad memories, or you mean you have bad memory?
I'm going through the files right now.
They're dusty.
Because I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think.
I've enjoyed that these past few birthdays that I've had, you guys have been there. I enjoyed that last year on my birthday. You got drunk.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really fun.
Part two.
Part two?
Tonight.
Coming.
Patrick or Izzy's got to do that.
I enjoyed that really. I enjoyed that just in general. You guys have been around my birthdays. Obviously, Julie, you're my sister, so you have to contractually be there. Contractually be there.
Memories.
But it's always been nice, man. And I feel like Brandon's like basically a part of the family now. Like most of my family has probably seen him. I mean, most people even ask me, it's like, oh, it's your friend, right? They see you as Asian because they always describe you with Asian traits.
I know, it's always the Latinos that describe me as Asian.
I guess they're like,
yeah, they sniff it out.
Yeah,
the time we splashed that guy was pretty funny.
Bro, that's what I knew you were gonna bring that up.
That was pretty funny.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
Funny.
That
It was
shit's
fucked
crazy.
up, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, should we tell that story?
Well, haven't we told it like a million times?
Oh, I guess so.
Even if you want to, you can. I'm just saying.
We just basically, me and Brandon just bullied some guy. Basically,
There's that. There's the
but
time.
it was so much fun.
There's a time you laughed at that guy in college in front of everybody.
I hated that guy. I'm glad I left him.
There's that guy.
He was annoying.
Let's see what else is there.
Me and Bradley.
There's a time you stepped on your cat. That was pretty funny too. It wasn't funny like for the cat. It was a funny.
I don't think
scenario.
Julie knows that one.
Oh, you weren't there. It was like me, you, and Patrick, right?
Yeah, someone.
we
like
were here. We were here really late. We're probably watching like scary movies or something, and and Puffy was still around, and it was late as hell. It was like probably like 2 a.m.
It was dark,
and I guess your parents were home, and he was like, "All right, like we gotta be quiet, cause like." Something important was happening.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, guys, like, be quiet. And so me and Patrick were like, all right. And Steve was like, please, bro, like, be really quiet. And so he turns around and he stepped on Puffy.
Yeah.
And Puffy, like, screamed, like so loud. He was like,
like, stupid loud.
You stepped on him?
Yeah,
like,
not on purpose.
But it was so funny because, like, he had just said, like, bro, like, be quiet. He turns around and steps on a cat like it was a cartoon.
Yeah.
And then he was like, fuck it. Like, let's just go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty funny.
He was like,
I can't believe you.
He
I
screamed.
didn't do it on purpose.
He it was so loud. It was really funny.
I didn't do it on purpose. It was dark, and he was probably in my way.
Yeah.
He was probably the entrance, I assume.
It was just like a cartoon. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
why I thought
It was
funny.
perfect timing. I was like, guys, we gotta be.
Yeah. 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 See, it was
Bruh.
funny. It was really funny.
It was because I've never like that. Like he's never screamed like that before.
You had to be there. It was like so perfectly timed.
It was like
It sounded
loud as fuck.
it sounded fake. Like it sounded like it's like a cartoon.
Like I played like a sound effect.
yeah. And then like echoed out throughout the house.
Yeah. I
And
was
I
like,
was-
fuck.
And then he was like, all right, well, fuck it. Let's just leave.
I was like, fuck, man. I was like, motherfucker.
All right.
Julie, go ahead.
I couldn't think of any.
Aw.
Well, I couldn't remember like moments, if I'm being honest. I mean, I feel like it's always nice when we go out to eat, because sometimes now we've been like super busy.
Mm-hmm.
So we hardly ever see each other, even though we live together. I think it's always funny when we're like, honestly, I feel like the moments that are always funny is when we finally see each other after not seeing each other for like a whole week
Yeah.
in like the living room, and we start like catching up on like everything
Yeah.
that's been going on. I think those are really nice moments.
Yeah.
Cause like I think
We be dropping
we're-
lore.
Yeah,
We be dropping
we're
lore.
like, did you? We be like spilling tea and shit, and
Yeah.
we're like,
Me and my sister be chismeando.
yeah. Especially when we hear like stuff going on, cause like we hear them separately. So for the
Mhm.
most part, we'll hear like one side of the story, and then we'll hear the other one. And then
But
we're
did you know that?
yeah,
You're like, what? Really?
yeah. I think those times are pretty fun when we go out to eat.
Aw.
I think recently we went to Boiling Crab, and that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, that shit was funny. That shit was funny. Well, I've been in a good mood. It's been all smiles. My birthday. Sorry, needed a burp. My birthday.
He's choked up.
I'm choked
He's
up.
about
Oh,
to
there's
start
also
crying.
that. I wasn't there, but Patrick sent me the video immediately after it happened when you ate shit after
Oh yeah.
after jumping that 2-foot
Oh my
fence.
god, that shit followed me ever since it happened, bro. I've never been able to escape that shit. It was pre-gym. I bet you I could fucking do that shit now.
You have to
Uh,
redo it.
I'm scared now, bro. I
just
did
thought- It's just
bounce.
funny because he bounces and he's like, "Dong."
Yeah, I bounce off the fucking concrete, and you see my head slam too.
and then Patrick's reaction, he just starts dying. He's
I
like,
know.
"Ah."
So does
Izzy falls to his knees, and laughing so hard. That was funny.
Yeah, I've never been able to escape that.
What else?
Dude, you know what's crazy? You and me probably have some deep, long ago memories from like even middle school that we haven't
school?
like unveiled in a long, long time,
Yeah,
right?
it's been a minute.
Because I feel like there was a lot of core memories of us, and I remember our Kick conversations. Do you remember Kick, the
Yeah.
social media?
Barely.
I remember you and me
Oh,
would
the
have.
app?
Yeah, I remember you and me would have the funniest fucking combos.
Because you're 26 now, elementary school. How old were you when you graduated?
In elementary school,
Yeah, in like 8th grade.
I was probably like 13, 14.
Damn. So it's been 12, 13 years? Damn, it's going.
That's not cool, bro. You can't keep saying "damn" every time you say I'm 26.
It's not been that I'm just saying.
How old
it's
are you?
been
How
long.
old are you?
23.
Come on.
You
You might as well be 25.
I guess.
Bruh.
I guess. But yeah.
You know what I recently just thought of?
What
That
is it?
time during COVID. What did we do? I think when we did like shrooms or something, and then we were like, we should go to my room, and then your ass started cleaning,
Oh yeah.
and then there's that famous picture that I took
Where-
of like me and my guarachas, and then you walking out of the room.
Oh yeah, for context, yeah, one time during the pandemic, 'cause there's nothing to do, me and my sister took shrooms and we just chilled in my house. We were outside at first, but then I started getting spooky, scary skeletons. Started feeling really anxious, and then we went in my room and I felt so comfy, and I started cleaning. I just started like obsessively cleaning because it was making me feel good. Like I don't know what it was, but having a clean room, it was cool. And then do you remember I was like, I didn't have to come back here for anything. I just came back to check on you. Do you remember that? I remember I did though, because I was like, I think I was like doing like dishes real quick or something, or I was putting like clothes away somewhere else in the
Yeah.
house. And then I remember I was like, I'm gonna just go back because it was cool to check on Julie.
But it was just funny because automatically we went to your room and you just started cleaning. And I'm like, I thought we were chilling.
I think it's because for some reason the shrooms were making me anxious about my room being messy, and so I was like, oh fuck, my room's all messy. I gotta clean it. And once I did start cleaning it, it actually made me feel a lot better. I was like, I guess I was getting, you know how they say dopamine is happens in your brain when you do tasks
Yeah.
because it's like a reward. It's like a reward. I think cleaning my room was just really grounding me. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm not a bum, just doing drugs.
Now I remember another one where we did the gravity bong in the house and we were paranoid.
That shit's crazy.
Well, I was paranoid.
That shit was crazy. I can't believe we did it in the fucking house too. We went crazy. We were like, everyone's gone. Let's go.
We did it as soon as they left too.
Yeah.
We were like, let's do it.
And we didn't even mean to get high. Do you remember we were like, oh, let's just test it? But that shit was so strong. We got blasted. And then you had to go to work. I had school too. I remember I was paranoid because it was one of those classes, in the pandemic when they forced you to have your camera on.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those. I remember I was like, fuck, I hope I don't look faded. I hope they don't call me. I'll be like,
I remember when I would just kind of like be off to the side and then be like, everybody please, and nobody would listen.
It's crazy too now in hindsight because some people would be doing freaky stuff. Have you seen those videos where people would be like fucking?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, people did not give a fuck. Literally. It's more like they did give a fuck.
I feel like school looks so weird now to me.
College or like
Well,
or school in general.
not because it's like it's bad. I just all the stuff I've seen of like the tools people have now. I'm like, damn, like what even is school?
Oh, like
now?
AI.
Yeah. Well, just not even to talk
And
about that.
ChatGPT.
I just mean like, damn, like I've only been not in school for when I graduated 2022, like 2 years, and all of a sudden it looks way different.
Mhm.
Wow. But
Yeah,
you know.
because for sure, I bet you they probably have like a lot of protocols. I wonder what
Yeah.
school is like right now too. Because I
Yeah.
bet you there would be. I bet you. I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably use AI. if I
No,
was
for
in there.
sure. I mean, we cheated all the time because
Damn.
Me, bro. We're
Y'all
supposed to take
cheated?
that to the grave.
What?
That we cheated
on what?
on everything.
Well, see, there you go. I could have been like one class or something. But you're like on everything. Oh, another funny memory was well, a lot of people I guess people forgot about this system, but there used to be a parking system
Oh, yeah.
at Fullerton, which is where we went, our alma mater. And I remember part of the system was like you pick someone up and be like, "Oh, where's your parking spot? Like, I'll give you a ride if you give me like your spot." I remember some guy got in my car, and as I was driving him, he was like, "Oh, I'm like across like the parking lot,
Like far.
far," and I was like, "Oh shit, there's a spot right here," and I just pulled in. I was like, "Yeah, like get out."
There's two of us too. He's
Yeah.
not gonna like try to
Yeah.
fight.
I was like, "Oh, my fault, bro." Like,
My fault, bro. There's one right
there's
here.
one right here. I was like, "Oh, look, a spot," and then he was like, "My fault." And he was like,
So
"Oh, that's cool."
He just got in Brandon's car just to like
Just to get in the parking spot, like that was right there.
for no reason.
Yeah,
We could have kidnapped. Worst case scenario, we could have kidnapped him.
college
so
was
if anything-
fun. College was fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it ended on a cliffhanger. It ended on one of those like TV cliffhangers where
Yeah.
like
they never picked up the show.
yeah,
just
they
ended.
canceled after that season.
Is
Because
it- what shows have that? The people Ned's Declassified or some shit or
no, I know Spider-Man famously had one, I think, but I forget which series.
it's the one where he like goes to like another dimension.
Oh
or some
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
right?
But that was like a pseudo sequel. It wasn't actually like a direct sequel.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like Mary Jane gets lost like in the parallel universe, and
Oh.
then it got canceled.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah, but that's what happens. But
Yeah, but it was funny too, cause like I remember we specifically had these two projects where one of them we had to make a commercial.
Julie
and
was
like
there. Remember? She
yeah.
was in our commercial.
yeah, but she was in the part one. The other part two is supposed to be like way more extensive.
Yeah.
Like I think that one's only like a minute. We're supposed to make like a 5-minute one.
Yeah.
We were supposed to make like a 5-minute commercial, and we were supposed to have like a script and do all this other stuff.
Get actors.
And then on top of that, we had to pass Mr. Baloney. I'm not gonna say his name, but
Yeah.
Mr. Baloney's
yeah, class.
class.
I
And,
fucking
and
hated
do you
that
remember that?
professor.
It was like 120 questions, and either like the exam's gonna be 3 hours.
I fucking hated the professor. The worst professor I've ever had in my life. That dude sucked.
Damn. I remember you made the video because I was supposed to be
She was a chola.
I was a chola.
Yeah.
I was like, bruh.
Because this was supposed to be like a piece for those of you listening. It's supposed to be like a PSA on something, and I think we were doing it on like gang reform, and so we made my sister like a little cholita, and then she's like, oh, now she's a businesswoman.
That's when I lost my jacket.
Oh yeah, you forgot it in the restroom, no?
Yeah.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. Just
Yeah.
never.
I still need it now, but
What's
I
the
don't buy it
what was
anymore.
the jacket?
it was just like those like suit like
Oh,
jackets.
it was a blazer.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like we're supposed to create an even more intricate one, and then on top of that exam, and I was like, and I think they were happening like back to back, right? I think they're supposed to happen like in this around like the same week.
No, because with balonies, I don't know. I mean, I understand why you have to do this. Like, I completely get it, and I don't think it's like a bad thing. But I just thought it was annoying, which is where we had to go and find outside actors and coordinate them coming to our class at the same time. Like, I get it. Like, I get the what do you call it? I get why you need to do that, but I just was like, man, that's annoying. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of annoying.
Yeah,
I was like, why don't you just let me fucking use the actors who are learning across the hall? But
because I remember Baloney was saying that if we don't pass the exam, you basically get held back.
I fucking hated that guy.
Do you remember? And he's like, and I'm and I'm not gonna make a study guide. Like it's just based off notes of. So ask me questions. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like he was making it to be like a really really fucking hard exam.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are we ever gonna do this? Oh, never mind. School shut down.
Yeah, I still passed
Forever.
his class. And then whatever. Fuck that guy.
Was that the class where you guys did like the acts where
The
you guys
acts?
hired like actors?
That was during
that was
COVID.
during
Yeah.
COVID. No, we were supposed to for that one,
Yeah.
but we didn't. We ended up not having to because
Yeah,
of COVID.
'cause COVID shut everything down. Man, I still remember it was raining the day that they canceled class. And do you remember you made that funny ass joke where you're like, hopefully the rain washes away the virus?
Didn't they fire that professor?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I don't know any updates. They had
Which
put him
one?
on permanent like baloney.
It's because he would always diss like the administration.
oh.
He'd always be
Yeah.
like, they don't know shit. I know everything.
Yeah, specifically for those of you who want to know some drama about our college, I'm not gonna say it now, but you can look up like what college we're talking about because we've talked about where we went. Apparently, the story goes the cheesemint is that students would have student films every semester, and so he had chosen his own script for one of the new semesters, and in that script he wrote parodies of the faculty of people he didn't like
Yeah.
that worked there at the school. And apparently it got leaked and the word got out. Apparently they even shot some of the scenes and people found it very, very offensive. Not in a like racist way, but in a offensive to people's character.
Yeah.
And so they put him on like on like permanent leave. Like they
Yeah.
basically fired him. And then there's the students. The only reason I know is because students created like a petition being like reinstate him. Like he's the heart of our department and stuff.
Dick eating. Dick eating.
Right.
Am I tripping? I feel like that guy. I don't know. I felt like he was a fraud. I felt like I didn't think he. I
He was
mean,
goofy.
I didn't think. I feel like yeah, he knew his shit, but I didn't think he was a good teacher. I felt like he didn't teach us anything.
I remember he hated Rate My Professor because he's like just a bunch of jerks. Well, because
He
everybody
had a low score.
yeah, he
He
had
had
a low
like-
score.
He had like 1 star or some shit.
He were writing like the craziest disses at him. But he
I-
was go ahead.
Now I was gonna be like, I can't believe that existed. Like
Rate My
Rate My
Professor?
It's so
Yeah.
clutch, dude.
I know.
Yeah, it was clutch.
It was.
It was clutch.
So clutch.
Because there was one class, I think it was like economics, that every single professor sucked in
Damn.
that specific one. So I
Goddamn.
chose the best of the worst,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and it was the worst class, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the worst when
But
you go
it-
on Rate My Professor and all of them have low scores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always account for bum inflation.
Oh, I get you. I get you.
Where like sometimes it'll be like a low score and it'll be like, she just makes us like do homework. I'm like, well, you seem like a bum. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to do
Yeah.
anything. And then the class will be chill. Like, cause remember the mom? She was like,
Yeah, she
she's
had
like
like
a
a medium
She
score.
had like a medium score. Her class was so chill. It was just
Super
it was
easy.
just
Yeah.
worksheets, and she had low scores. I'm like, you guys are just lazy. You don't want this
yeah.
shit. But that guy I'm talking about, he was actually like his shit was real.
If anything, the bum inflation wasn't high enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so people on his Rate My Professor said,
Yeah, well, we've talked about it before. Like, it's not like when people say, "Oh, the teacher sucked," and it's because he had a bad grade. I passed, and I had like a B, and then the reason I didn't like him is he genuinely didn't teach. Like, he never taught ever.
So his style of teaching was because that sounds crazy. It's like, what do you
Yeah.
mean he didn't teach? So
Yeah.
to break it down for you, so we would show up for class. His class was 4 hours long.
Yeah,
No intermission or anything, huh? We didn't have a
Mm-mm.
break or anything. And he didn't do like planned like lessons. Like he didn't do a presentation. What he would do is he would go to class and he'd be like, all right, guys, ask me questions.
yeah.
That's it. He would sit there and he'd be like, just ask me about anything and then I'll teach it to you. But like most of the students are like, obviously if you're learning something, you don't know what to ask.
yeah,
So since we didn't know what to
Yeah.
ask, there's sometimes you just be sitting there in silence.
Yeah, there wasn't really any homework other than to read. And then so you'd come to class and you'd be like, I mean, I guess I understood everything. Like,
yeah.
and every now and again somebody would be like, oh, like what was this? And he'd be like, oh, it's just this and that. And it'd be like a 2-minute like explanation. And then we'd just be sitting there.
Go back to silence
for like
until
3
somebody
hours.
thought of
Because
something.
also a lot of people in our class at least didn't like him. Because he was kind of one of those people who was like, what's the word?
I thought he was very cynical.
He's very cynical and
pretentious.
strongly opinionated. Where
Mhm.
he would say like a lot of things that I could see people finding offensive. Not like racist or shit like that, but where he'd be like, he'd kind of shit on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like he'd be like, don't come into this class.
Do you remember
like,
he pretended? And I say pretended because there's no way he didn't know. He pretended to not know who Kobe was.
Yeah. When he died, yeah, he was like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't, that one basketball player.
Oh
died?
yeah, I think I've heard about him. He's the basketball player, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
You know who Kobe Bryant is.
And then he'd always like, but I feel like this was kind of common in that like major where he'd come into class and be like, if you like these type of movies, this isn't the class for you because those are bullshit movies.
It was Titanic, Forrest Gump. What were the other ones?
He hated Pulp Fiction. He had a rule about like trying to make something like Pulp Fiction, which is fine, like, I guess. But it was just like, damn, bro. Like,
I don't think he liked Star Wars either, right?
yeah, all he did was shit on everything, and it would just be annoying. And I'm not saying like he didn't know what he was talking about in terms of like the technical stuff. He did, but never a lesson, never a lecture.
Yeah, okay,
nothing.
yeah. That's what I'll say. Is that I think he knew his shit, but he wasn't a good teacher.
Yeah,
Because I think someone can be like, you could look at Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a good actor. Doesn't mean he's a good teacher. He doesn't mean he teaches acting good.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the biggest thing for him. And I think that's why he crashed out when the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Because do you remember?
Because he actually had to teach.
Yeah, he actually had to learn how to teach. So he was like, fuck, I can't just sit you guys in my class all day.
Yeah.
But it was funny too because when the pandemic first started, he was the guy who was like, it's just a bad cold.
Yeah, I remember during the pandemic, he
He
started
was talking his shit. He was
sta-
pissed.
Yeah, he started saying people were being dramatic and then like not wanting. And he was like, "It's just a bad cold." Like this, and he started talking shit about how the school, like, why are we closing? Like, who gives a fuck?
Oh yeah, he said like, why are we appealing to the lazy students?
Yeah, and then that's why I also didn't like some of the people who signed the petitions because I don't know what it was about him, but because he was such a cynic, everybody felt like, oh, I need to like agree with this guy. So like people in that class would be like, yeah, totally. Like, yeah, I don't understand why they're closing. And I'm like, man, shut up. You know how we're closing.
Well, I think, go ahead, Julie.
No, I was going to be like, I mean, it kind of sounds like if they were trying to get into like film and like the industry, I don't know how connected he was.
Yeah.
But I think they were just trying to have like be on his good
I guess
side.
you're networking.
Yeah. To
Dick
just
eating?
network, yeah.
No, for sure. But I don't know. Me personally, I feel like doing that is kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of being like, if you don't like somebody and they're an asshole, like, suck your dick. Go suck a dick, bro. Like, stop sucking his dick.
Yeah, sorry if any classmates listen to this.
It's not a diss at y'all.
Yeah, it's not a diss at y'all.
It's not a diss at y'all.
I also think that some of the people who made the petition also don't have the same perspective as us because we came from his regular class and some people who got close to him came from his directing class.
Yeah,
and that one was always crazy because do you remember they had their sessions right before we had ours, so we'd be waiting in line for our class. They'd be hugging baloney like, oh my God, you changed my life. Like, like, do you remember there were some students would wait during our class just to talk to him a little bit more? Yeah. And I was like, so I think they got a different experience.
But I guess that's kind of my critique on film school is I feel like a lot of people are what's the word?
Dick eaters.
A little bit like
a little,
but like what's the word? Like
disingenuous?
Yeah, like trying to just be like, you know, like, yeah, we should connect, bro. Like, we should connect. And then, other than the connection.
A lot of people are like that in every industry because they're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you could smell it a mile away. As long as you protect yourself, I think you'll be good.
You can, but I think it's sad for the people who can't, like, actually see that. Because some people do generally get lit on by those things.
Yeah, I get you.
And I'm like, that's where it's fucked up. Because it's like, you know what you're doing.
You're
Like, some people are very
people.
aware of that. So,
but yeah, that was my little birthday college throwback.
Birthday
it works because, like I said, I'm just reminiscing on my whole life, and college wasn't long, unfortunately, because of pandemic. Even though I was telling you online for 4 years. You know one last memory. Yeah, go ahead.
Or well, this isn't my memory. This is just a story that we've always been told. But I think I saw it on a video. Is when we were little and I would eat your chicken.
Oh yeah. This is home video of me as like a little baby, and I'm holding chicken, and then I'm going like this, looking off to the left, and as I have my chicken on the right, Julie comes from behind when I'm not looking and bites into it.
You're fucked with me.
It was just funny. It's a cute little thing.
It's a cute little video.
It's funny because like I'm also eating my own chicken. And then he does it like that. But I think it's because I thought he was giving it to me. So then I just bite it.
Yeah, just bites it. I'm not even aware. I'm just looking off.
Yeah, and the Stevie's like a little baby.
Yeah, I'm literally like a little baby. I'm in the little baby seat, the booster seat. So I'm strapped up. But yeah, moving on. There's more important issues than my birthday. So did you guys see the LAPD's statement on Trump winning the election?
Yeah, I did.
I think that's a crazy statement.
I honestly do think that's crazy. So, well, for those of you who haven't heard, from Yahoo News, this is my source, even though there's plenty of other news outlets out there. Newly sworn in LAPD chief sparks backlash after revealing plan to buck Trump admin on mass deportations. So he said, since my appearance before the Committee on Public Safety, the national election has caused many Angelenos to feel deep, deep fear, especially in the immigrant community. New LAPD chief McDonald said at a November 8th city council meeting before being sworn in as the department's 59th chief. And then he said, I have met with members of the community and heard that fear. We also heard some of that just now at public comment. I know we'll speak more about immigration later in this hearing, but I want to be unequivocally clear here in my opening comments. LAPD will protect our immigrant community. LAPD officers will not take action to determine a person's immigration status and will not arrest someone for their status. And LAPD will not assist with mass deportations. Whoa. Okay, if you're an Angelino, so some of our listeners aren't from LA. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Cause like the LAPD has such a long history of being an enemy to people who are immigrants, or at least people who are immigrant descendants, like Latinos or Mexican Americans. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that the chief would publicly say that they wouldn't help in Trump's reign or plan, because we've always seen them as the bad guy. And this isn't me now being a bootlicker and trying to like be like, oh my God, the LAPD is so great, because there's not. I think there's too much bad blood in the history there. But it's a little hopeful to see that for us living in California, we have some sort of protection against any like extremism that could be implemented into law. Even Gavin Newsom said, and like I said, not dick eating or trying to like be a Gavin Newsom apologist, but he said he would protect people from Trump's regime.
Yeah. Well, he's saying he's trying to do something for the state, so that like whatever he does doesn't affect.
Basically, yeah.
I just think it's crazy, and I think I keep thinking about just the history of LAPD, and just something's still a little fishy though.
You think so? They're just
well,
saying
it's just more of because it's just the trust, within.
Oh, for sure.
Within that organization, that
trust is earned.
That it's kind of like weird, where it also just feels like, why is he saying it? Like, what's his actual purpose behind saying all those things? Because I know predominantly LA is mostly like, Latinos,
Black Americans,
and all that. And so that's why I'm like, what's his, and there's just different like cultures here where I'm like, what's he trying to gain from this? Like,
maybe we're just traumatized and he's being real.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, I think I'm still having a little trust issues with this guy. Well, with the organization, because I'm like, what are they actually trying to gain from us?
I think that's valid, because I mean, like I said, trust is kind of something you build. Yeah. You don't, if it's been betrayed a lot, not even betrayed. There's just no foundation of trust.
Well, because right now I was looking up, because the guy's name is Jim, right? Jim. Whatever. How do you say his last name? Sorry. I was looking it up right now, and it says that he stated that people aren't really like calling the police anymore, and like I guess that's a worry or whatever. So I'm like, is he saying all these things so we can start trusting like LAPD again?
And then we put our guard down, and then that's when we get our ass.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it just comes from the history of always feeling unsafe with the police department here in LA specifically, and I think that's why for me it's a little like sketchy. Like, it's still crazy that he said that, and that's like a big open statement that he had about immigration and stuff, which is like pretty huge, you know, because again, like speaking on the history with LAPD, I think that's even crazier. But that's what I'm saying, like, is there something behind it that made him say that? Like, but I think that just comes from just the trust within the organization.
No, yeah, I get that. He said, he went on to say, I know immigrants are being disparaged right now, but I want the people of Los Angeles to know my viewpoint. Our nation was built by immigrants, and LA is such an extraordinary city because of people here from literally all over the world. So, I mean, it seems as though his claims are authentic. I think that if he is this mature guy trying to heal old wounds of the trust between minority groups in Los Angeles and LAPD, then I think that he's on the right track.
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot more work to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping like I never pray that people are evil, so I'll give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but it's still fuck 12 and fuck pigs. There's just too much, like, not even bad blood in the big sense of the history of Los Angeles, but even on a personal count, like our oldest brother has had bad experiences with LAPD because of he grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, where LAPD was even more off the fucking hinges than it is now. Yeah. So I think that I can't fully give him my blessing because I need to first, actions speak louder than words. Yeah. So let's see. But I do think the silver lining is like, that's cool. He's the chief and he's saying that. Yeah. Maybe one would hope for change in the
There's
future.
like small hope with it. Yeah. But I think it's still very much like how you said. I think we have to see what he actually does for the city. Mm-hmm. And then from there we can, I guess, judge like his actual character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I feel like
he said I guess.
I feel like I guess like, the sentiment is whatever's, but I don't know. I feel like there's like with him, Gavin Newsom, and all these people who are always, I feel like, I don't know. I guess for me, I'm just like, you guys are always all talk. Yeah. And that's something that always kind of like bothers me, because it's like, I don't know. I think at this point it's hard. I just don't really trust like the police or any politicians to really protect or have the best interests of our people. Yeah. Because they've proven time and time again that they don't, and they don't want to. Like, to me, I'm just like Julie, I'm more suspicious than I am hopeful. And like, I'm not saying it's bad to be hopeful. Like, I think that's cool, but I'm more suspicious because I'm like, there's so much shit that the LAPD has done and continues to do. And it's like, why all of a sudden, like, genuinely, like, well,
because like, even saying like, let's say the chief is apparently this guy trying to make amends. Doesn't mean every cop out here in LAPD agrees with him.
Yeah, and I guess for me, it's also like Trump said, and this again, I think that people have this connotation of like, oh, like maybe Brandon's just saying that shit. He genuinely said this. He wants to give the police complete immunity. Yeah, I think that's really problematic and scary, and I feel like the police have already acted like, they have all the authority in the world. They never take any accountability for what happens. Yeah. They always get away with shit. All the innocent people, the innocent black and brown people that they've murdered and taken advantage of and covered up and all that shit. To me, I'm like, whatever. Like, fuck, like, I don't know. The sentiment doesn't really, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It doesn't really stick for me. Yeah. And to me, I'm just like, I don't know. There's just so much that I would want him to speak up more about, like all the stuff like we talked about with Breonna Taylor, like how they just move cops around when when stuff happens, or like even the fact that Trump said like, oh, like we want to give police full immunity. Like, why don't you come out and say like, nah, like I don't want full immunity. Yeah. Or like that's against the law or some shit like, shit like that, where I'm like, and then with Gavin Newsom, it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to have hope. Like, I'm trying, like, but I think for me,
I'm really trying, guys.
I think for me, it's just like, when are these people gonna like actually just do something instead of talking? Because I saw like, what's that chick's name? Elizabeth Warren. She started tweeting about like, oh my gosh, by the way, Trump broke a law or whatever. And somebody brought up a really good point. Is like, okay, like do something about it. Like, you're in government. Like that's what we elected you to do something about it. And you didn't do shit. You had 4 years to put this guy in prison. And like, I get it. Like, shit takes time or whatever. But I feel like there's other shit where you guys have fast tracked or whatever. Yeah. I just, I don't know. There's just so much shit.
They're on cahoots.
I don't know. It's hard for me to trust that, like I said, police or white people or just people in politics or law enforcement ever have women or people of color in their best interest. Yeah. So,
well, because I mean, I understand, right now the whole immigration is a huge thing. Yeah. But I'm also like, why don't you speak on like, the black minorities? Because like how you said, like, why don't you like talk about those sort of things? Because it's like, I mean, LAPD has always been targeting you know, minorities and especially a lot of like the Black Americans.
Yeah.
And I feel like, why is there no like more being spoken for them, you know, like,
Yeah.
and I mean, again, like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, immigration isn't important, because it is too, but I think those both things are also important. Like, we
Yeah.
can't keep ignoring
For sure.
the abuse that LAPD has done to those groups.
For
you know?
sure.
And I think, yeah, I just keep thinking like how you kind of said, where I feel like he's trying to gain our trust. So then, like, when they are immune, that's when they stab us in the back.
yeah,
But again, that's why that's my trust issues with them.
For sure. I guess for me, the way I think about it, and maybe you'd be like, "Oh, Brian, you're just a conspiracy theorist." But I mean, I don't know. Can you blame me for based on looking at like historical, like trends?
Mm-hmm.
To me, the way I see it is that I think that a lot of people, I hope, are really upset in our community, in the people of color community, and the community of women. And to me, it feels like, I feel like this guy's just saying that so people don't just like start rioting, you know? I feel like he's just saying that.
That's a good point.
You know? And to
That's
me,
kinda true.
like, you know, like I'm glad, you know, that sentiment exists, you know? But I don't fucking believe that guy. Like, all the shit that he's probably covered up or taken part in, and like, I don't know, speak up about how the system's broken. Speak up about, like, you know what, well, fuck it, we're gonna reform.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, do some shit like that.
Well, I think also it's like, even if it is true, like, let's say he really believes it into his core, and that's cool if he does, about like protecting immigrants. Not to be a downer, but like it's not gonna do much because ICE agents still show up, and regardless, like, it's not like the LAPD is gonna create a wall or a bubble to protect all the immigrants. Because I was just reading more into the article right now, and one of the like high ranking people in ICE basically said, like, all right, well, he doesn't have to help, he just has to get out of the way.
And it's also like, I guess a lot, it's so layered to me that, because I guess it kind of like, I don't know, maybe insulting is not the word, but it's like, people like in the police like stratosphere are always like blue lives matter, back the blue, shit like that. But like, I'm like, it's that thinking that elected that guy who even made this a possibility. Like, you get what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, I feel like you took part in getting that guy in office. Like, why didn't you speak up when you saw that rhetoric was being passed around? Like, why didn't you speak up
before it was too late?
Yeah, like, why is it like a reactionary and after the fact kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and people are like, oh, I just feel like, and I don't think it's wrong to scrutinize this guy. I feel like he's a public official. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's what he wanted to do. So I feel like, hell yeah, criticize this guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm sure some people who are on the opposing side would be like, all right, then.
Just can't do shit right?
or like,
yeah.
It's like, this is exactly why they don't give a fuck.
I don't know. Like, yeah. I'm just like, I don't know. Speak up also about black people too, man. Like, all the dude, LAPD has a notorious history of discrimination and targeting of black people. And like you said, it's not to lessen anybody's or like compare, but I don't know. I'm just like, speak up. I feel like he's just saying that because he doesn't want people to riot.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's really hard to, you know, I guess take in like what he's saying, because it's like, bro, there's a lot of history. Like, there's so much that still needs to be, I guess, repaired.
Ronnie King.
Yeah. Like, there's so much that still needs to be repaired with the organization and the people, you know, because I mean, I've always said, like, I generally don't trust police at all. And even, like, every time I see them, I'm always scared of them. Like, just because I've heard the stories, you know, from, like, friends, from family that has, like, had issues.
They've been harassed. Yeah.
And it's just, like, I think there's just a lot more to it than just making the statement. It's like how you said, I think there needs to be more action. Yeah. Like, I mean, he got picked by the mayor. Like, why don't they start doing, like, more stuff for the people if they are for the people of LA? Yeah. You know? And if, like, Gavin Newsom is, like, trying to do all these things, like, he should help out the cities, you know? Like, like he's more worried about, you know, like, the state, so he should, like, be protecting the state,
I think my biggest takeaway is that's the LAPD, though. I mean, California has multiple police agencies, so at least the optimism in me is that, well, one of them is at least trying to defend the minority community in terms of immigrants. But I guess what's weird about Gavin Newsom is that he needs to represent the state, and how that statistic came out that more than 40% of California voted for Trump. So I'm like, I don't know, dude. In a weird way, we're still the minority.
No, for
so
sure. That's why. That's why I was like, I'm telling you, I don't really at this point, like, you know, as I mature and like get more exposed to the world, I feel like I don't really trust those type of people to protect
the
our community.
authority.
Yeah, I don't
Fuck
trust
the authority.
I don't trust them to do anything for our community, and I think that's valid. They haven't, you know, like.
Well, it's built on foundational on a racist system.
Like I don't know. I feel like we got to protect our own. You know, at this point.
Not to put on my
you gotta buy some guns.
Revolutionary hat, but it was built on people. Some people should be slaves, some people shouldn't. And it's like how can a system like that ever actually be for people? The not even just the people.
I mean, weren't they also? Wasn't there that time when they were trying to get Gavin Newsom out of office?
Yeah,
that was during the pandemic. Everybody hated him.
I'm telling you,
and he still won.
I'm telling you, this guy's just saying he doesn't want people to riot, and the reason I think he's saying it now is because he got a taste of what it would look like when the Dodgers won. I'm telling you, and that was when people were happy. You know,
imagine when they're angry.
That's when our community was happy, right?
That's deep.
Imagine when they're angry. True. I think that's why he's saying it.
That's deep, bro. That's a podcast clip.
Yeah. They did come out, no? They came out. They didn't come out during the parade. They came out when they won. Yeah. The day that they won, I think LAPD was out in the streets, like protecting whatever.
Bro, people were like flipping buses. I didn't even know people had the strength to do that. That's crazy.
Dude, that shit was funny though. They were like, flip that truck.
You know. So and how many people showed up to the parade?
About 200,000 plus.
Jesus Christ. You know, that's a lot of people. You know, all I'm saying
bro,
is.
The players were so drunk, they kept saying 2 million people are here. I was like, bro, this is not.
It felt like, I thought there was like 1 million people easily.
I don't know how many people showed up to the stadium, but it was packed in that bitch.
It was packed. It was like there was a game going on.
Yeah.
I think it's sold out in the first like half hour.
No, yeah. It's just, I'm telling you, it's because the city is. I feel like immigrants.
The city is unhinged.
Immigrants are the city. Immigrants are Los Angeles. It's not as much as these politicians want to fucking make you believe because they want rich people here so that it's like Hollywood and it's white people. Nah, immigrants are LA. They're the heart of LA. You know, and I'm telling you, when you see the Dodger games or even when I went to the Ram game, they have the mariachi Rams, and then the fact that you see it just so present everywhere, and they're not even, they have to cater to it because it's everywhere. Yeah. I'm telling you, he's shaking in his boots at the thought that
No. Believe me, I love you guys.
Yeah. You know?
There's so many, I mean, especially with the Latino community, it's like legit here. Like you see it in
the food,
in basketball,
the murals,
in at least in every single team. Yeah, like how you said, the Rams have like the mariachi. I mean, Dodgers started doing that. Yeah. And then I can think of like in soccer with Galaxy, like a lot of their fans I think are from like El Salvador. Yeah. There's a lot of diversity here.
I mean, even at my job, I see immigrants all the time. They're repping their flag proudly.
Immigrants are here, you know, and then that's not even just like, I don't know. That's just, I'm telling you, that's what I think he's saying.
It's all cap. We debunked live on the show, guys.
That's what I think. I don't know.
I think you're right. Even if you're wrong, I think you're right to think that because of the history of the LAPD.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you guys going to prepare for the riots?
Come on.
I don't know.
I'm not a fear monger.
I don't know if it would be where I'm at. There's not.
It'd be in the city. Just in the city.
There's not.
How dare you?
There's not a lot of Latinos where I live.
Dude, wait. Can I say the area in which you live at?
Yeah, I live near Glendale.
Yeah. And ever since Trump won, every time I drive over there, I see so many more
Trump supporters,
specifically wearing like Trump attire, Trump flags. Like it's crazy. There's so much more.
I was in Carson, by my job, and some guy had like a big like truck, and then he had like the Trump flag behind it.
Yeah,
40. Well, it's because probably people have seen it more than 40%.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we're still the majority of I guess majority of people in California are against Trump, but it's getting kind of close. I don't know. I guess me and Julie were talking about how we'd be okay though. We'd be in Mexico. Oh, we'd be. The economy's going up over there. As we've talked about, Mexico's doing pretty good. It's beautiful. It's all jungle. It's all nature. Luckily we have citizenship because our parents are from there. We would have all our homies would be down there.
Yeah.
We could take a weekend trip to go see them. So we'd be chilling. And then I'm telling you, bro, move in.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a trip.
It'd be cool. But I'm telling you, Puebla's beautiful and peaceful.
Yeah.
There's a volcano. We'd be like, I already know you'd be like, it's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
That's true.
It erupts every here and there.
It does erupt
It throws
every
out
here and
some lava, but
Yeah. At night you
we'll
can
be
see
fine.
it. At night you can see the little
Maybe
like
I'll
red.
go to maybe I'll go to my grandma's reservation.
Oh really?
Yeah. I always wanted
Where
to
is
go.
it?
She was from New Mexico.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. What if then Trump's regime shows up and is like, give me him.
Me?
Yeah.
Damn. I try to see. I don't know if this is problematic, but remember when you said that they put a curse on the Griffith Park guy?
Yeah.
I try to see if we could.
You
we
can
could
put
do
a
something like that.
curse.
I try to see if we could do something like
The
that.
witches on TikTok say that Trump's protected.
Nah.
He's
They're-
probably got Satanists.
They're protecting him.
They probably got Satanists in there.
I
it's
don't
not
know.
as powerful as the ancestors.
Yeah.
curse.
Ooh, I like that. All
Mm.
right, well, moving on to you know what? I'm gonna go into the text thing that you told me about. So maybe I think a good amount of you have probably heard about this because it was pretty big news. But you give me more context.
Oh, about the text message?
Yeah.
Let me see. So I don't know. I mean, you guys have maybe seen it. It's been everywhere mostly. So authorities right now are working to find the source of the racist text sent to black people nationwide after the election. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys, I mean, I'm kind of like, do I want to say what it said? But basically,
You could censor it a little.
it was targeting, a lot of black people in America and basically saying like they're gonna go back to, slavery. I was actually reading the article and they also sent it to some Latinos and it said that they were gonna get deported. And I think what people find pretty crazy is that it's sent to specific, people.
Yeah.
And it also has their name on them. So everybody's kind of like, it's crazy how
Accurate
they kind of
in
found
terms of like how they knew.
who was like black or Latino, which I think is pretty crazy because it's like how
Suspicious to me.
yeah, it's very like suspicious.
I know,
as to
damn. It must have been someone like high, like
Yeah.
ranking. No, not high.
I
High,
get
like
I get
you know, like someone with power. Who the
Yeah.
fuck can do that?
Yeah. But I just think it's pretty crazy because and I think it's also sad because I mean when you watch the news and I've been watching like videos of people get interviewed for who were victims to this, and a lot of them are really sad and they're like crying saying like this is crazy that like we're getting sent this message. And I mean to the people listening, y'all can look up what the message is. It's pretty like fucked up.
It's grotesque.
Yeah. But basically it's just like telling them that like as well, mostly to, the black people who got that, it's saying, about like slavery and stuff, and then Latinos are getting like you're gonna get deported. Like but it's all like worded differently. People got some like different types of text, but it all kind of alludes to the same thing of just like they're going back to slavery. And so yeah. And most of them, it was targeting a lot of kids and college students, which is also crazier because it's like, it's just sad. It's just like it's targeting just like the kids, not a lot of adults really got it. But for the most part, yeah, it's children in middle school, high school, and college were the targets to the racist mass text.
Damn, really? Even
Yeah.
kids?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was mainly college students.
I think it's just I don't know. It's sad that that's emboldened now.
Yeah.
That's like the
But that even happened,
Yeah,
right? Because I
that's
could see people who are like more apologists or less like I don't know what to say, like less passionate,
Yeah.
being like it's just a text, right? Like
But
just
I-
ignore it. But no, I was gonna say, but no, the fact that somebody can say that and feels safe enough to do that
yeah.
is what makes it scary and sad.
yeah.
Is that there's a climate and there's this feeling, this environment that's being cultivated in the United States that you can harass people who are minorities.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like it's always been there for sure, but like you're saying, it's like, well, because it's directly in response to the Trump victory, right? Like
Yeah.
they mentioned in the text. So like, that's terrible. I've seen that happen a lot lately, which sucks because it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just baffled that you can like
You can do that.
not do that, but more like I don't know how you can support that guy and see that.
Yeah.
Like you would think that you would look around and see the kind of people who support this guy, who are like, you know, boasting about his victory and be like, maybe I'm on the wrong side of history.
Did you also see that video
Of the guy saying about women?
No, of the of the students. Of the students.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're in middle school or high school, but they're like all happy that Trump won, and they're
I
in
did
their
see,
manga
yeah.
hats. And then the school had to like ban like them.
Mass
Well,
assembly.
what I was gonna bring up was the guy. I don't know his name. I've never heard of him until now, but I guess he's a popular like right wing figure. I think his name Nick Fuentes. Vic
I've
Fuentes?
Oh, the
heard
guy
about
that
him.
said like
He said he's wearing a MAGA hat and he's
Yeah.
like, there will never be a woman president. Ha ha ha.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
he's like, your
body, my choice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw.
And he starts doing that.
and then he got doxxed.
He got doxxed, yeah. But
Yeah.
and like whatever. I'm just more like I bring that up to add to the fact of the kind of shit that people feel emboldened to say, you know. And it also like I don't know. To me, I feel like at this point, it kind of drops because they willingly did it. They dropped the whole like, oh no, like I don't actually think that, because everybody's always being like, nah, we actually did think that, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You know,
Some of them probably, because I was seeing the cope from the Republican Party of some people were saying that the text messages were sent by, warning, it's very cope.
Yeah.
I don't believe this at all. They said that it was sent by a liberal left-leaning person in order to make the Republicans look worse.
anything but take accountability. Right?
I saw it because obviously it went. This story is pretty viral,
Yeah.
like because it's pretty horrid. Like I think it doesn't matter which side you're on. I think that's pretty horrid because, like you said, they have this veil of like they're not actually racist. They're just they just think their beliefs aren't racist, and you think they're racist.
Yeah.
So they were like,
Yeah.
that couldn't have been a Republican. We're not racist.
Yeah.
That must have been a liberal left-leaning trying to what did they say, plant evidence, frame us to be these monsters.
They were well, because they're trying to figure out
What's sus? How did they do that?
Where these texts came from, right? They are working with like a company to kind of, I mean, the FBI is on this, so they're trying to investigate. But they were saying that this text company also had been alerted that when did this article come out? It came out November 10th. So whenever the previous Wednesday or something, that he said that actually somebody was trying to mass send another race's language text, but their AI immediately flagged it and prevented it from being sent. So that's why they're kind of figuring out where it actually came from. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder, but that's also doing too much. They're corny for that.
Yeah.
Corny ass racism, bro.
Yeah.
You really putting yourself as a national security threat just to harass? Oh, haha, for LOL points?
Yeah.
I guess what I was thinking about this the other day, I was just reflecting on it, because it's been a lot, everybody's talking about it, and I guess because it's my side of the internet, I'm seeing a lot of people of color and women discuss how they feel about it, and I feel what kept coming up for me was two things. I was I can't believe this is happening in this day and age. But I was also well, I guess maybe that's part of why it did happen, because I think a lot of people didn't expect this to happen in this day and age. So maybe a lot of people turned a blind eye to that. But it sucks because it's the signs were there. Everybody's been saying at the top of their lungs this shit was problematic. But I think, I don't know what you would call it. Maybe it's I think it's called willful ignorance. Maybe. Yeah. Where I think people are nah, nobody's racist these days. It's the big 2024.
Yeah.
Well, that's what some people said in defense of California, how it's a lot of it voted red. They're well, it's because a lot of people just choose not to vote and are well, California's gonna be blue, so why am I gonna go vote?
Yeah.
And it's well, because seems that seems to continue to be a sentiment. At least I hope so.
That was still,
I hope the state isn't just becoming more conservative.
Because some people were because I did keep asking people at least if they voted, and then they were well, it doesn't matter. I mean, California is always blue, and then to kind of hear
it almost wasn't.
Yeah. Where it's just it does really matter. Yeah. Because it's if none of us vote who generally care about all of these issues that are currently happening to all these minority groups, to people who, you know, generally get affected by these things, they're going to start to get, you know, their, you know, their way of like the people who are attacking all these groups.
I think it's just crazy because it's like conservatives fucking vote. Like, I don't know, like conservative old people fucking vote, dude. Like,
because that's what I think. One thing for sure the Democratic Party slipped on. Do you know how earlier before the show I was telling you about that video I was watching about people's reaction to the election loss?
Yeah.
In that video, a guy on there, he seems young. He's like in his like 20s for sure. He talked about how a lot of his friends and people in his community have told him that they weren't going to vote because they don't like Kamala's stance on Palestine, and that there's like we're just not going to vote because we do not like her stance on that issue.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very eye opening because it's like, damn, like it makes sense that he won. Like a lot of people don't want to vote for her.
I guess I won't. All I'm gonna say is I saw someone make this point of like when people were saying like when people didn't vote for Kamala on that basis, on that issue, they were saying that a lot of people had this idea that you're punishing Kamala, and that's not true. You're punishing minorities.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the people who suffered because of that are minority groups here. Like women suffered, immigrants suffered, and black people suffered.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't get punished. Like nobody was like, "Ha, we showed you."
Yeah.
It like I don't know. Like, and then look at all this stuff. I guess that's what makes me upset. Is
I feel very upset to the people who said that, because a lot of people
that they weren't gonna vote.
That a lot of people's excuse was that they weren't gonna vote because of the things that were happening with Palestine. Because to me, it always just sounded, so you're saying that you want Trump to win. Like, you're saying that you don't care about all these other current issues that are happening in America, that, like, people are going to be affected. And I think, for me, it makes me more mad because I am that person who's getting affected or is going to be affected by all of this. Because I'm like, I don't know, I keep saying, like, it speaks on people just being so, like, ignorant and, like, so, like, privileged in the way that they think of, like, it's not going to affect them or anything, or just like they see it in a different way. And understandable. I mean, I get like the whole like Palestine thing and it's horrible and all that. But I think they didn't think on the whole thing with like what Brandon said, is that they didn't see who it was actually going to affect now. Yeah. You know? Because now we can't, I don't know what's going to happen with them in like Trump's like presidency, you know? But I'm just like, I don't know. It just sounded, I don't know. I just didn't understand people who were like, didn't want to vote for like Kamala.
I think to me, it was just like your privilege is kind of showing a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I think, I guess like, well, first I want to reiterate, like, we all stand with Palestine. It's free Palestine here, you know, like it's fuck Zionism and fuck Israel. Like, you know, like, but to me, I just don't understand like what the logic was there, because to me, I'm just like, you're just handing it to Trump then? Like, you're just gonna willingly hand it to them?
it's like you didn't vote for Kamala because she's funding a genocide, so instead you let Trump, who's gonna fund it too.
Well, but I think to me it's also like, at least, like, I liked what Mark Ruffalo said, where he had faith that he could influence her policy at least, versus Trump, who literally doesn't even like think you should have rights, you know, to your own body. And he also said like he would reduce Palestine to rubble. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, who had an even stronger stance against Palestine, you know. I don't know.
It's difficult though. I think I'm not as like concrete and certain about how I feel about people not voting because of the Palestine conflict. It's not a conflict, the Palestine genocide. Mm-hmm. I think I'm a little mixed, just because like I understand for sure protests are not supposed to be convenient, but it's like, oh, fuck, man. That's hard, because I understand people feel very strongly, and like I don't want to like say that they shouldn't have done that, but I'm just like I don't see it ways to amend that.
I think I just strongly feel like the logic, it doesn't make sense. Like, I just don't, I can't understand, I guess, that side of why not to vote. Because if the thing is like, oh, to punish Kamala, or like, no, because she's doing all these things, but it's like, you guys just said, like, it just felt like you guys were just saying like, oh, it's fine if Trump wins, you know, like it's fine if whatever happens. I don't know if it was like people just thought he wasn't gonna win, and that's why they were like, oh, I'm not gonna vote because either way he's not gonna win.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I don't know. It just, to me, I can't think logically of that reasoning of like not voting because of this certain thing. And because I don't know, because it's like we've known that Trump is an evil person. We've seen the things that he's done. We've seen the things that his people have done. And I'm like, how is it that you still felt the need of not doing it, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. And I think you're valid to feel that way. I just like, I understand people's point of view of like, they're both for genocide, so why partake? But I understand what you guys mean. It's like, well, at least one of them you could possibly change the policies. But I don't know. I see why people would choose maybe not to vote. Or vote for Joe Stein.
I think it just annoys me because I'm like, we've seen this before. Like, we've seen how much it affects us not voting. It's the same thing that happened in 2016.
But
I was just like, how is it that people don't understand that, like, voting actually does matter?
Yeah.
And that it genuinely affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just more like annoyed about it.
I mean, you're valid to feel frustrated
because
about
I just
it.
feel like some people are always talking about like policies and all these things, but when it actually comes down to voting about something that's really significant and impactful, they don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, because I remember this. Nobody's mentioned this recently, but I think this was a good point that somebody made, where it was like, how can we help people from other sides of the country if we don't protect our own rights here in this one? Because then we have a greater say and greater power.
Well, because to me, I'm just like, what frustrates me is like, I don't understand. Like I completely agree with Julie. Like, I don't understand the logic personally. Like, you know, like I don't think it's fear mongering, and I don't think it's unreasonable to say that Trump and that side doesn't give a fuck about women or minorities. Like, they took away Roe v. Wade. Like, they took away the rights to their bodies.
Yeah.
Like, he talks about how he wants to do the biggest mass deportation in history.
Yeah.
You know? And to me, what bothers me about that is like, I feel like people don't take that seriously. Like, what if this guy you have no idea. Like, what if now it feels to me like women's and minorities' voting rights, period, are at jeopardy. Yeah. You know? Like, and to me, it's like, it's kind of like what you're saying, where it's like, well, now we have to worry about having the ability to affect anything at all. You know? Like, what if in the, like, period. Like, now it's almost like we gave, it's almost like we gave up our ability to, or like the people who kind of were like, you know, I don't give a fuck. Is like, it's kind of like you're giving up any power whatsoever to influence any kind of change.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why it makes me mad, because it's also like, you know, we've talked about what's happening with Palestine, and majority of the victims are women and children. So it's like, if you've always been for women, then why the hell did you say that you weren't gonna vote? Yeah. You weren't gonna vote against the guy who's always been talking about women and how he's a convicted felon. He's violated women. Like, how is it that you stand for one side, but you don't stand for your own country of a guy who's generally going to affect a lot of women in this country?
Yeah, you vote for the rapist?
Yeah, and that's and if you didn't vote, that's technically you still voting for him, because, like, it's not fighting against the guy, the one guy, at least here, who has been attacking a lot of minority groups, you know? And I think that's why it makes me mad when people were like, oh, well, my vote doesn't matter. Like, I didn't vote for him, or I voted third party because, like, I didn't want to vote for Kamala. But it's just like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't get it, because it's like you're talking about, especially if you're always talking about like Palestine and stuff. I'm like, the victims have been women and children. So how is it that here in America you're not standing for women?
Yeah, you hand the election to the guy who took away women's rights, wants to dismantle the Department of Education to leave our children uneducated. And
that's crazy,
you know, and deport, like, he said it, you know,
millions of people.
And it's so frustrating, because to me, it's like, I'm not saying Kamala's the saint.
Yeah.
Like, I completely agree. Like I want, if she was to be elected, I would want her administration to have an extremely strong stance on Palestine. And I feel like, but to me, the way to do that is to let her know if
Yeah.
she's our representative, you know. Because I think when Obama and Biden first got elected, they had like they were all about like marriage is for men and women, but then I think people would rally and say, you know what, like we're not with that. And then it was under the Obama administration that gay marriage was legalized in America, and now that is again under threat under Trump, right? And that's
I mean, it was on the ballot.
Yeah. You know, I guess like what Julie's saying, it's like to me, I just feel like I don't feel Kamala got punished. Yeah. Like I don't think like Kamala's like dang, or that I don't really feel like the Democrats are like, oh man.
I mean, there is one thing on your guys' side that what like in your side of thinking that I will say is that I remember I learned was that Kamala was the only one from Biden and Obama to, I think, publicly condemn what's happening in Palestine. So she didn't say that at all, like that she was on their side, or didn't even say that the genocide should end. But Joe Biden and Obama have never said this, but she did condemn it.
Yeah.
I just think the other part of it is that aside from the people who, you know, are for Palestine and everything, I think the other side of the people who say that they're progressive and liberal, and a lot of them, and seeing a lot of those same people say that they weren't going to vote, I just feel like that's very contradictory, because I'm just like, how can you like not be into, you know, politics and see what's going on with it, and like say that you're this type of person who's for minority groups and for women and all these things, and not try to help the fight in it?
Well, I think just people probably just aren't liberal. I think people just probably aren't left-wing anymore. I think people have felt betrayed by I think the left world. So I think people just abandoned that ideology. I think that's what's kind of happening now.
I guess for me, I feel like, I don't know. I genuinely do. I really worry for women and for the minority community now. Like I genuinely think there's so much at risk now. Yeah. That's these days. Like I'm like, who's to say that their voting power is gonna, or what if the gay marriage is no longer legalized, you know? And we've seen that already happen, and it's now the possibility that when Trump's in office, we're gonna have more a conservative Supreme Justice. So it's an extremely conservative president, an extremely conservative Congress, and an extremely conservative court. Yeah, you know, and all because a lot of people just were like, I don't really want to vote. You know, I just think voting matters, man. I think that's just, in my opinion, that's the avenue of change that we have. That's the avenue of change that's afforded to us right now. You know, and I think
I mean, I understand that it, like, I guess it is sad to see people kind of just give up. Yeah. I think that's the part where it's like, I get
do you mean just not vote?
Yeah, just not vote. That's them genuinely giving up. And I'm just like, I guess it's just sad in that way that people just have given up in, you know, democracy, and like in, you know, whatever side you're on, and like, and you're trying to be, you know, progressive, liberal, and actually be on the good side, I guess. And I guess it's just sad to see people kind of just give up on all that, because I think it's even harder to continue the fight, you know, for other people.
Well, democracy is still alive and well, and I think that's the optimistic takeaway, and I think that's what Brandon's saying too, is that democracy still exists in the United States. We're not a fascist country yet. Not yet. but with democracy exists, your vote still matters, and it sucks that people thought that it didn't.
Yeah.
And people still think it didn't. I mean, California almost turned. At least this is my hope. At least I hope that people didn't vote in California, and that's why it almost turned red.
Well, I hope people. I guess through just this whole message is that I hope people do see that again, that their vote actually matters. Yeah. Because I mean, again, we saw it when it was Biden versus Trump, of how close even that race was. Yeah. And I think it's all to say that you guys need to keep voting, especially here in California. Like, if you feel like just because we're huge and you're like, oh, my vote doesn't matter, it generally does. Because, I mean, we're seeing currently everything that's being affected.
Yeah. And it's like, Trump won by a fucking landslide, dude. Like, it wasn't even close. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I sound like a broken record, but I just genuinely feel, I really feel passionately and strongly about, like, the rights of women and minorities. Like, it really angers me that people feel emboldened to say shit like that. Mm-hmm. To say shit like, your body, my choice. Like that's I don't know. I think that's reprehensible. I genuinely think that's disgusting, and I hope that guy. I genuinely think that in the long run, you know, I really hope that humanity will progress and finally treat women and minorities as genuine equals.
Yeah.
And I hope this fucking guy never gets to live it down, because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And you know, it just sucks because it's like, you know, women are dying because doctors are scared to do abortions.
Yeah.
You know, like I think about, like, I have a sister, you have a sister, you know, I have a mother. What if I one day have a daughter? And to think that this is I don't know how many people voted for Trump, like 70, 80 million. The 80 million people in this country really like think that way, really, really genuinely, wholehearted, passionately agree that way.
Yeah.
And again, like I brought up a few episodes ago, it's not like before where people be like, it's that's just like a small part of his campaign. Nah, dude, that's like the biggest. That's like one of the biggest issues that they talk about, you know. And that's the loudest thing they ever scream about. And the same thing with minorities, man. Like the fact that he feels so comfortable saying that. And being like, yeah, I don't really care about birthright citizenship. I don't really see you as an American. I don't see you as part of this country. Even though where we're standing right here used to be Mexico. Used to be native land. Used to be like all these things.
Still is.
Yeah, you know, but like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just.
I get the frustration, bro. Like I get obviously like feeling like, man, that fucking sucks. But for me, I just have been taking in a lot of what people say, like who are like leaders in the Latino community and Black community, who have said some very positive things about how the fight still goes on, and I think that's so true. And a lot of people bring that sentiment of America has always been very conservative, very this way. It can feel scary, but as long as people like us in this room exist, and as long as these ideas are questioned, then there will always be something to threaten the status quo. And I think that we talk about all the time. Some Black Americans are walking around right now where their grandfathers were in either the proximity of slavery or in segregation, and so, dude, it's unfortunate that we're still feeling the effects of America's bloody history. But I have faith that eventually we will progress, and I think even Trump winning is something that'll push people, because if he obviously does something that affects minority and women in such a negative way, there's no way that we'll ever see anyone like him again. I mean, Germany never did.
No, for sure. I feel like I don't know. I guess I think at least this is how I feel. I feel like what me and Julia are saying is that voting is part of the fight. Yeah. Like that is part of the fight. Like, yes, I completely agree. The fight continues, and I feel like fight harder than ever. But I don't think just being like is part of the fight. For me personally, that doesn't feel part of the fight. That doesn't. I feel like handing it over to him does not feel like part of the fight.
Yeah, well, because we're democracy.
I feel like how I said, I feel like giving up isn't, you know,
the solution.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like what you're saying about how like fucking my dad born in 46. He was
bro didn't even have rights, bro.
He didn't have, and like this is a true story. There's this bird. There's a very. I'm not gonna say which one just because I don't know. I don't really feel like it.
It's all good. You don't have to.
I don't want to. Give them. There's this very famous burger spot that people talk about and do reviews a lot about. And my dad is like, you know, they threw me out of that place when I was a kid for being Mexican.
That's crazy. And
because there was no Mexicans allowed in that place. And that's just my dad. It's not my grandpa. It's not
my great grandpa.
It's not my great grandpa. It's just my dad. My dad. And I'm 23. And so that's why I think I take this very seriously. And I think the people who are like, nah, like this isn't a problem in America. Of course it is, dude.
I wonder if even those people exist. They had to be kids,
dude. I think for sure that we've only ever had one president. Remember this, kids. We've only ever had one president who didn't go to school during segregation, and that was Barack Obama. Joe Biden and Donald Trump also went to school during segregation. They're both in their 70s. They both were alive and well during segregation. Yeah. And to think that in their most formative years, they didn't at all have any kind of influence about their opinions on our community or on women is, I think, ridiculous to suggest.
Yeah, America has mainly been, a majority of its history, conservative.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing new. Yeah. Gotta just keep fighting, bro. Gotta keep pushing for our community.
Yeah. Agree.
But that's what I'll leave this segment off on. Moving on a little bit, to lessen the tenseness. Well, not tenseness. We're not tense. And more of just to change the tone a bit. Have you guys seen what Skai Jackson has been up to?
Dude, yeah.
Julie, thoughts as a woman?
If I'm honest, I haven't kept up of what's going on with her. The last thing I remember from her is when she got arrested. I think she and her boyfriend got arrested for like domestic abuse.
I think she hit him.
I don't know. Is that the same one?
Or was that?
Is that a different boyfriend?
Let's fact check it.
Let's see.
Put it up on your computer.
I'm gonna just look up. I'm so sorry. Oh, by the way, since we're in this middle of the transition, my mom responded to what time I was born. I was born a las 5 de la tarde y fue un sábado. My mom's so cute. She really said, and it was a Saturday.
Oh, it was 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it was 5 o'clock on a Saturday. Wow. You see, that's why I like going to parties, bro. I was born on a Saturday. You know, they say people born on the weekends are usually more extroverted.
It was a Tuesday. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was a Tuesday.
I was born on a Monday.
Yeah.
And you're introverted on Monday. Makes sense.
I was born on a Wednesday.
Oh, you're in between the hump day.
We're tweeners.
You're a hump day.
I'm a tweener.
You're like, I could chill outside or inside. She's 22, bro. She's like you.
Oh wow.
Oh, Skai Jackson.
Yeah, Skai Jackson.
Well, I looked at the article that I had seen, and it was from TMZ, about like them basically saying how they were in a fight or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of the article, it says little is known about Jackson's boyfriend. She's chosen to keep her boo off her social media. So I guess we didn't really know who it was, but
I think social media found him because you know how crazy they are.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I read another article that said that nobody knew who he was, but people were super curious, so they all investigated and they found him, which is the current one.
Yerky.
Yeah, Yerky or whatever.
That's his name?
Yeah. Yerky.
Well, he I don't know what his real name is.
Oh, that's like his. Wait, what? That's like his stage name?
I think.
It's like Dan.
I think his Instagram name. I'm not even fucking around. is like real tweaker or some shit like that. I'm not even fucking around.
That's a good username. I wish I. Why didn't I? That's
why
genius.
Did I think of that?
Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know how to say it. DeAndre
Bergen? Like DeAndre Jordan?
Oh yeah, I guess.
I think that's his real name.
From what I saw on TikTok, not through my own research. So if I'm wrong, please
blame TikTok.
This is all alleged.
Blame.
I saw that there is a TikTok that said he was in prison and that's how they met.
They were like prison pen pals, right?
Yeah, and that he also already has like 2 other kids, and yeah,
she's young. How old is he? Do you know how old he is?
I have no idea. I think they're about the same age.
They look like they're about the same age, honestly. But
but that was the last thing that I had heard about Skai Jackson.
So
I don't know anything current. I just know that it came out that she was pregnant, which I was kind of like, why are people surprised? Because I feel like this was already. I don't know if it's because I saw somewhere. I don't know if it's because I saw somewhere that some people were already speculating that she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. So I already assumed that she was pregnant. So when she announced it, I wasn't all that surprised because people were already speculating.
Well, that's not why I wanted to talk about her.
But I'm just saying that's all I know about her because you asked what I know, and that's all I know.
Yeah, I get you. So recently, her mans is making the news because a lot of people were pointing out. I don't really see it. I mean, I kind of do, and I kind of don't. People were saying that her mans looks like Cameron Boyce. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't know, he was a Disney Channel actor that worked with Skai Jackson when she was on Disney. They were super close, and then he unfortunately passed away due to a prior illness. And so a lot of people were saying, like, oh, my God, like, she's just coping. Like, I think that's a reach, if I'm being honest. But it's just a weird coincidence. Yeah. But apparently it got to her man's head, and he went on live. There's a video of it, of him being like, why everybody comparing me to a dead guy? And it's like, he's in here, and he's, like, smoking, like, a blunt. And then he's, like, smoking it. He's like, stop comparing me to him. And he's like, fuck y'all or something. Yeah, and I was like, that's fucked up, man.
I saw he also tweeted about her being like, I got the Disney.
Oh yeah, that did come from his account, his official account.
She said he was hacked. He didn't.
She said he was hacked, but that video makes it seem like I don't know if he was hacked.
But what did he say?
He said
he just got her pregnant.
He said, I can't believe I got this. what did he call her?
Oh, Google gave me balloons. That's cool.
Yeah, and then he's like, I can't believe I got this Disney B word pregnant, and then I
hate
her.
this. I hate this hoe.
Yeah, and then everybody was like, damn, and then she came. I was like, he was hacked.
Yeah, he was hacked. End of story. She specifically said he was hacked. End of story.
And he was saying, I think
Julie, as a woman, should she stand up?
I think
yes.
I don't. Yeah, she should
Get up, girl.
I think she's always been kind of weird though.
She doxed that kid once, right?
Yeah, don't you remember though? I don't know if you guys saw it. She was like on her live asking for money. Like
was she really?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. You can look it up. It was something where she was telling people like, oh, like enter to win this like, it was like a laptop or something. I forgot what it was. It was like a dumb little thing, but she was like, pay me, like enter your credit card to win or something like that. And I'm not even fucking around.
I think that's right. So I literally just looked up Skai Jackson controversy, and it says the entire Skai Jackson controversy explained everything that happened so far, and this was September. So there's already like a lot. Let's see. Per reports by TMZ, Jackson was arrested in LA for domestic battery on August 9, 2024. Post her arrest, she was taken to the police station in West Hollywood, where her bail was set to $20,000. Jackson was free to go after paying the hefty sum. It just sounds like they have a toxic relationship, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It just seems to be on a broader stage because she's rich. That sucks though, to be in a toxic relationship and you're like rich and famous. Because I'm like, there's like plenty of other people in the sea, man.
Yeah, like what? I'm just so confused as to like how they met. Like, I don't even know how. Like I've seen people say how they met, but I don't know. It just seems like she'd have to go way out of her way to
yeah, she's rich and famous, and her man's is like a nobody.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't think people who are in like entertainment, because a lot of people don't have famous partners. So I think it works. It works out, but I don't know. You would think that she would choose someone maybe kinder, sweeter, more, for of her demands, or I don't know. Maybe if she's happy, is that okay? Nah,
I don't know. Whatever though. I feel like child actors, man, they're always
true.
Disney child actors specifically.
Apparently, he got arrested like yesterday too, but I couldn't look up if that was real or not. Apparently, he got arrested.
Child actors, dude.
He almost got into a car crash.
Dude. Speaking of cars,
dude. Yeah.
Do you know that guy? His name is Marquise Brownlee. He does the tech reviews, like, and he's like MKBHD.
I think so. I need a picture of him, but I think so.
Did you see the controversy he's in right now?
No, what is it?
Do you know him, Julie? No. You haven't seen him ever?
What's his name?
If I looked at a picture of him.
Look up a picture.
What's his name?
MKBHD.
MKBHD. Yeah, I know him.
That guy.
I know him.
Have you seen him?
Yeah,
I've seen him, right, Julie?
I've seen him. He's pretty famous.
Oh yeah, he does like the tech stuff.
Yeah, but did you see what happened? I think he did a review on like a camera, right? And there's a part where, because he didn't get exposed because somebody like snitched on him or anything. It was from his video. Yeah, like his editor left something in. And I think in part of the like where he's driving, he's going 98 like in a school zone. Like he was going like boom in the school zone. So everybody's
what's
like,
with that guy? That's like his second controversy in the past month. Did you hear about the wallpaper one?
Yeah, that one I don't care. I mean, even this
that one I actually don't.
Even this I don't really.
It's just fun to cheese me out.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah. It's just more like, I don't know.
It's fun to be like, thank God that ain't me.
Knock on wood. I seem like no, not about that. But I mean, like, it seems like nowadays you have your 15 minutes of fame and 15 minutes of defame. You know what I mean?
More like 15 minutes of fame and 15 minutes of getting flamed.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you know. So I think he's in the second one right now.
It's
He's what?
He's in the second one.
Yeah,
MK.
he's having a bad run right now.
Oh,
he's on a
You know he's also
he's
also,
tanking right now.
Did you know he's also like an Olympic athlete?
really?
He plays like professional, like I think like frisbee or whatever,
Pickleball,
something like that. I forget, but he's like legit too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What's it? Yeah, go ahead, Julie.
I just had more follow-up questions. I was like, did he know he was driving by a school?
I think he did, and I think the only reason he got caught is because his editor left that clip in where I think you can see like the speedometer, and he's going like 98.
His editor really preying on his downfall.
I think he released a statement. I don't know. I don't care that much. I just think it's like I never expected it. Yeah,
it's fun to be.
I saw Karol G was also getting backlash.
For what? What'd she do?
I think she made a song. She made a song. I think saying like, "Oh, I've been like a bad girl, a bad bitch since, or a bad girl since like I was 14 or something." And I think people are like saying that she sexualizes like kids or whatever. And then, but she apologized. She said she was sorry. She's like, I didn't mean it that way. Like, I just meant like I just been a bad bitch since I was 14.
That's funny. That's such a funny conversation.
And people, and people were like mad about it. And people some people in the comments defended her. Some people were like, well, at least she's taking accountability, you know,
so
that like she fucked up or whatever on like her statement. And
people, like, I was just trying to have fun.
And some people are like, that's just weird because she didn't say like, oh, like fuck me, like kind of thing. She was just saying like she's been a bad bitch, you know, since since she was young or whatever. So that's what people were saying.
I think it's kind of like if you're like, I've been a down ass fool since I was 14.
Yeah, I'd be like, why are you trying to promote gang violence in little kids?
Yeah, it's like what? some people have too much time on their hands. Honestly,
I saw that recently that she was also. Because I was so confused because it just came up on TikTok and people were like, oh, Karol G responded to like the backlash she's getting. And I was like, what backlash is she in?
That's dumb.
And then she did a whole statement. Like she did a whole statement apologizing or whatever. And then I saw it again on Instagram of people saying that she took accountability for the song or whatever. And then people in the comments were like, at least she took like accountability. Yeah. And then they were like, and then some people in the comments were like defending her. Majority of the comments that I saw were defending her, saying like, that's just dumb.
I'd be like, bro, obviously I didn't mean it like that. I feel like you're weird for thinking I did.
Right?
I do think sometimes people are weirder for having that like initial
how did you mean it like that?
Perception of like,
why are
when you said that, did you mean it this way? I'm like, no. Why is that the first thing you think of?
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
Like the guy who called you what's the word? I keep forgetting it.
Juan Crow.
A Juan Crow.
I was literally gonna bring up, people always be doing that to me. There's another one that I saw recently where some guy had said, I was like, I can't believe you would call Trump a fascist, and you're basically calling your audience fascists, and trying to alienate a group rather than understand them. And I'm like, I mean. So what? Even if I did, like, even if I was alienating you, you can just not listen, man. Yeah. And even like he is a fascist. Like, just being honest, man.
I also think there's nothing to understand.
For me, the Juan Crow thing was like, bro, I've never in my life heard anyone say that. And the fact that guy had it just like in the pocket, I'm just like, bro, you were just waiting to call somebody that.
Right.
You know? I feel like you're the weirdo.
Well, because
he's just Mexican.
I'm literally just Mexican. Like, I just look this way.
Yeah.
Look at that racist costume you're wearing. What? My clothes?
He looks like that. Like,
I just look like this.
Oh my gosh! Like those tattoos, you think they're funny? Like he just has tattoos.
Well, at first when he said it, it actually did make me mad because I've always heard shit like that since I was literally a little kid. Like the earliest memory I have is when I was 13 years old and I was wearing a tank top. Like is that what it's called? Yeah, right. The white ones.
Yeah.
I was wearing a tank top and somebody's like, "Why are you trying to dress like a cholo?" And I was like, "I'm just wearing clothes."
Yeah.
Like you're only saying that because you see my face.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. It's like you're the one who's being racist. I'm just wearing regular clothes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's why with the Karol G thing, I'm like, bro, she didn't fucking mean it like that. You were just being weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they swear I was wearing like a sombrero and a poncho and a fake mustache.
I know.
And being like, orale.
I know. He's just Mexican. Let him live.
This is just who I am, bro. This is just who I look like. Okay, but final topic. Moving on. Unless you guys want to say one last thing about Skai Jackson. Do we stand with Skai Jackson?
Skai Jackson and Yerky.
Yerky, or a big tweaker.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's like the real tweaker.
The real tweaker. Like real tweaker. I just think watch out for the audience. See who you like, man. Like, just be careful. Hear your friends out. Like, feel out who you're with, because I get what it's like to be in love and like think like everything is perfect, but when you get a less biased take, then you'll be like, oh, actually, you know what? Maybe they're not the best person.
And then I guess also setting yourself up for that, because now she's gonna have a kid with this guy, and it's like you're locked in.
Yeah,
you're locked in
Pretty
with him
much,
now.
yeah. People were dancing on her misery though, because in the comments they're like, "This is what she gets for when she doxed that kid." People would never let that go, huh?
yeah.
Damn.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There was I think somebody had commented like something mean, like a hate comment, and she put up the haters
She did that
address.
Like,
Not that I think it's okay. I just think
she literally did the.
She
Oh
what?
really?
she's famous. Why would she do that? Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, isn't this you? Isn't this your house where you live?
Dude,
like-
you know what
He's just a
celebrity?
kid. It was like a 12-year-old boy.
You know what celebrity fumble I think is? It's not funny, but I think it was a little funny. Was it Angela Bassett's kid? It was somebody's kid where they were like Michael B. Jordan dead, and she actually knows Michael B. Jordan.
Oh yeah,
So she was like, "Oh my god!"
yeah.
And then she
They
made
were
a
in
whole-
this. They were in
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Chadwick Boseman had died like a few years ago.
But he was like, what was he, like 12 or 13? And then so he had to
He was really
apologize. And he's like, sorry. And it's just, I don't know. I thought it was kind of
This is a
funny.
kid, yeah.
Because like he just, I don't know.
He was
What
just
a
a kid.
what a dumb mistake.
I
Like,
give kids more leeway. Skai
Yeah.
Jackson's 22. She's
Yeah.
kind of not really a kid
no,
anymore.
for sure. That's just like, oh, come on, man. What were you thinking? Like, why would you do that?
Well,
Yeah.
because it was a trend, no?
Well, yeah, it's a trend, but he's a kid. I don't think he understood. Like, oh, like that's I actually know that guy. Like my
Mhm.
mom actually knows that guy.
And not to keep talking about Trump, but did you see the one they did that prank, but the new version of they told these conservatives like Kamala Harris, they found 20 million new ballots. Kamala Harris, president elect. You're fucking lying. Have you seen that one?
No.
Have you seen it? It's like this like super hillbilly girl. I'll show you after the show because I don't want to interrupt.
Fucking lying.
You're fucking lying. She better not have. Have you seen it?
Really?
Yeah, like I need to. I need to show you. I'll play the audio on the.
That's funny.
It is funny because she sounds so mad. Everybody was making fun of their appearances though. Oh yeah, look, literally the first thing that came.
40 million ballots. Kamala Harris, president-elect. They just found a batch of new ballots. 40 million new ballots. Kamala Harris, president-elect.
Bullshit! She better not have.
You know what? Hillary Clinton and her are working together. They're hiding files.
What?
She's your president,
She
Tina.
ain't my president.
She just won the election.
A woman can't run this country.
Damn.
Not crazy.
Ooh, that took a turn.
Oh, I get it straight.
They just found a batch of new ballots.
Damn, that's crazy. That took a turn.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be a little like,
funnier.
yeah.
She doesn't seem like the most
Yeah.
tame person.
Yeah, that was crazy. That took a crazy turn. What? Oh, what? Don't
She's
worry.
as a woman, she's saying that. Isn't that crazy?
You hate to
But
see it.
I mean, it's going viral because everybody thinks like, damn, the average MAGA
Yeah.
fan.
She better not have.
I don't know. I don't want to make fun of their appearances, even though they're obviously like voting against my rights.
I get you.
But I don't know. I'm not. I can appreciate haters doing it though.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I'm not a hater, but I can honor and I fuck with haters.
You're a soft hater.
I'm a softie. I'm a big softie.
You're a soft hater.
I'm just a softie. I'm not really a hater.
That's not true. He's
Name one
lying
thing
to
I'm
the
hating.
camera. He's lying to the camera. I won't expose you on your birthday. Chill
Go
out
ahead.
before I tell them.
Go ahead, tell him what's one thing I hated
Nah,
on.
bro. Nah, I'm chilling. You
Wow.
hate Steven Spielberg. I'll tell you that.
He's a fraud.
He hates Steven Spielberg.
He's a fraud.
He made what again?
Jurassic Park, Jaws, E.T., Schindler's List,
You don't like him?
Saving Private Ryan.
I won't say anything about him. Is what I'll say.
He doesn't like Steven
Why?
Spielberg. He says he's a fraud. He doesn't think he's a good director.
You,
See?
bro, Hollywood
See?
doesn't like when you say stuff like this. So
That's
I won't say
crazy.
no comment.
That's crazy.
No comment.
I like Steven Spielberg.
I know.
I think he has his moments.
Sure, bro. Sure.
So you don't like E E.T.?
Yeah, he doesn't like E.T. You like Jaws though, which is crazy.
Jaws is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Back when he
Yeah.
had up some balls.
Yeah, all of a
Damn.
sudden. Yeah.
I thought you liked Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, you don't like Saving Private Ryan?
Don't get me started.
What about Schindler's List?
Come on, you can't say anything about that movie. That movie's too important to history.
They're both like World War II. Saving Private Ryan.
But it's different.
Yeah, sure.
don't know
What
that
about
one.
what about Catch Me If You Can? That one's good too.
That one is good.
Oh yeah.
That one is good. But he's carried by incredible talent.
Or maybe he is the incredible talent.
Well, I'll say that if I had LeBron on my team, I'd probably win too.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it called?
Say which one?
The last one.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can, the one with
The one
Tom
with-
Hanks.
Yeah,
and
Tom Hanks and
Leo.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Young Leo, mind you.
Yeah, prime Leo. Exactly, bro. If I had prime LeBron on my team, I'd win
I
too.
was thinking of a different
Sure.
movie. What's that
Which
guy's
one?
name? Let me see.
No, guys, don't come for me because I already know people love Steven Spielberg. Please, not on my birthday. I'll
I
cry.
thought
You
it was-
also,
I
you,
thought
also, you also hate ice cream.
But that doesn't mean I'm a hater just because I have fucking likes and dislikes.
You literally said name one thing you hate on. I named two, and
But
actually,
there's a difference between hating something and being a hater.
you are a hater of ice cream, though. You literally are always talking shit whenever we suggest going to get ice cream, and then whenever I bring up Steven Spielberg, you're always talking shit. You can't say bring up one thing and I bring up two.
I
and
just
then-
do it for the bit.
Sure,
I'm just
bro.
a motherfucker who will die for the bit.
So you're hating on my points. All right, next topic.
We only have one more.
All right, well, what is it?
It's Dodge. It's about Elon Musk.
The Department of was it?
The Department of Government Efficiency. He's like, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
All right, well then we can move on. We can talk about our last topic. The Hawk Tuah girl has revealed.
No. She revealed Pookie.
He's like, no, that's not any better.
That's not a real topic.
Well, that's all we had then,
Yeah, that
guys.
is all we have for
That's all we
today.
have. It's cool. We had a good long
Any
episode.
final words for about your birthday?
Let's see. Thank you for everybody viewing. It's honestly one of the best gifts I could have for a birthday, to have this platform and to have, I guess what I would consider almost like an internet family out there. It's cool because y'all be showing love in the comments and the likes, and it's cool. It feels like, I guess, like my pool of friends and family continues to grow, and you guys don't have to feel the same way. It's okay. Feelings don't have to be reciprocated, but just want to say thank you to everybody who's out there. Damn. No, I'm not gonna get emotional, but I really want to say thank you to everybody watching. Thank you for making this birthday that much more special. And shout out to our patrons who make me feel like they're personally singing happy birthday to me.
Julie, you have anything to say to your brother for his birthday? Last final words. It's his birthday episode.
Happy birthday.
Happy
It's about to
birthday.
get
Start the
lit.
music.
Yeah.
It's
Start the
about to
music.
get
Drop the
lit.
confetti.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody for watching. All our patrons.
You don't have anything to say?
Huh?
Damn.
Happy birthday. Cake and candles, brother. Cake and candles.
He's so nonchalant.
You're ruining my nonchalant character, bro. You're ruining my mysterious persona. I was gonna say, to all the patrons, you guys have to wish him an even specialer happy birthday. Pay $20 more.
Pay 20 more?
This month we're charging you guys $26 because he turns 26.
They just unsubscribe.
I'm just kidding. Jeez, they probably would.
Yeah, but
If
shout
I-
out to the Patreons.
Yeah, you guys are the backbone of our podcast.
Like, have you ever seen that image of like all the people holding up the world?
That's
You guys
them.
are the people right there
That's
holding
them.
that
Oh,
world
like
up.
those hands over there behind Julie.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
are genuinely holding it up. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Shout out to Yoel, Jerry Chicano, Eli Quintero, I Am Potato Tots, Steven Carvajal, Angel Zamaron, Carla Corazon, El Verdugo de Pasadena, and Yesenia G. We really appreciate your guys' patronage. Thank you guys for watching. If anybody wants to join the Patreon, our link is always in the description. Again, thank you to everybody for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed Steve's special birthday episode. Happy birthday. Blow up the comments. Wish him a happy 26th.
It's going to be like one comment, but it's okay.
And we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.